Hammered Coupe gets under and still cannot do it. Power Rocket goes over several times, over and over. Never expected Power Rocket to be able to do something like that with the low back of Hammered Coupe, but look at this, folks. It's over. Power Rocket has finished the job somehow. 50 cars and 10 teams have battled through hundreds of other cars to get to this point in the Junkyard Joust. It's the World Championship, and I can't wait to see what happens. Hi, everybody. I'm Aaron Yonda. Out of those top 3 teams, only Legionary made it through the main event back to the finals again. Some of these teams have been here before, though, but many of them haven't, and they're ready to test their mettle. Let's head into the garage and take a look at our teams. First up, it's the Alabaster Aces. They are new this season. Shadow Jet 2 has never been eliminated. They've been here many times before. It's the Crimson Crashers. Here is Jet Streak. They were in the finals in Season 2. On this team, Fusion Busta has a perfect record. Legionary with the Nemesis Hammered Coupe. Massive Transit. This is the first time they've been in the finals. Shark Attack, sponsored by TJG. You shut up when Pink Floyd is playing. It's their first time in the finals. The Sea Rescue Boat has never been eliminated. Sunshade's also their first time. Thunderlords picked up our wildcard slot this season. Truculent made a great showing in their main event. The GMC Service Bed and the Chevy M1008 have both never been eliminated. And another brand new team this season, Turtle Power. Turtle Shell has a perfect record. And without further ado, let's joust. The Track Buffer, of course, Evil Weevil, sponsored by Track Buffer LLC. Starting us off, it's gonna be Dune Crusher for Alabaster Aces, sponsored by Woeful Fiber Art. Dune Crusher immediately bounces off the back of Evil Weevil and flips over upside down on the track. Is he playing dead? That's my guess, because this vehicle is not that easily eliminated. The Sea Rescue Boat, sponsored by Mr. Stratholm, doesn't even know what elimination feels like. Baby Cookie taking a ride on the Sea Rescue Boat as it plows through the Dune Crusher, and the Dune Crusher makes, of course, a recovery. It was just playing dead. And Cookie also playing dead over on the side of the track. She'll be fine. 84 GMC Sierra Classic for Truculent, sponsored by Stumps Tree Farm. And the GMC Smacks Evil Weevil off the track. His buffering job is finished, and these two cars are locked in. Porsche 962 for the Crimson Crasher is going to start out, sponsored by Jedi. The Porsche gets right underneath, but man, look at that recovery. The GMC flips over. It looks like it's done, and then it just flips right back over again. Wow, that tent on the back really helping it make a recovery right there. First up for the wildcard team, it's Rolling Thunder, sponsored by Illuminati Public Relations. Rolling Thunder manages to get under the Porsche and push it forward a little bit. The boat goes into the safety spot, and now the back of Rolling Thunder is probably going to come into play with the next vehicle. And it's a big one, 89 Grand Speed Blaster, sponsored by the Turbo Ventures. A massive hit by the Speed Blaster, and it manages to stay off the back of Rolling Thunder barely. The Porsche gets plowed and manages to stay upright amazingly. Troy Soldier now for Legionary, sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Troy Soldier gives a light tap to the back of Speed Blaster, can't do anything with that huge vehicle, and now he's curbside. Here comes Turtle Shell, never been eliminated, sponsored by Woeful Fiber Art. Turtle Shell slams Troy Soldier off the track up on the back of Speed Blaster at first, and then he tries to escape, but he does not quite make it all the way. That could come back to haunt him. Here comes 5 Alarm, sponsored by Jedi. 5 Alarm uses the Turtle Shell to his advantage and starts to push Speed Blaster off. Troy Soldier gets flopped over upside down. Could be our first elimination tonight, and now they are locked in. Greased Lightning, sponsored by Judy Collins for Jet Streak. Greased Lightning gets right underneath 5 Alarm. Look at this, 5 Alarm, a car that's shown much more agility than this in previous matches, just flips over sideways and is done. This is the finals, and you gotta be on your game when you get here, and it looks like 5 Alarm was taken by surprise right there. 71 Mustang Funny Car for the Alabaster Aces, sponsored by Chone. Funny Car slams Turtle Shell up and off the track. Turtle Shell, an amazing landing as usual. Hits the ground and settles in nice and safe. Shark Bite now for Shark Attack, sponsored by Woeful Fiber Art. Shark Bite actually manages to stay upright on this first hit. That's an improvement for that vehicle. It hasn't been very successful in the past. And Greased Lightning starting to get under Speed Blaster. Here comes a nice heavy hitter for Truculent GMC Sierra 2500, sponsored by Crow and Turtles Mini Painting. The 2500 plows through the line of cars and gets 2 eliminations. Shark Bite flipped over and the Mustang flipped off the track upside down, probably out. It's not over for Shark Bite quite yet. Next up for Crimson is the VW T1 panel bus, sponsored by Ellis Wertenberger. This thing is low to the ground. Panel bus makes a nice impact, doesn't really stir anything up, no new results there. The Mustang almost flipped over again, couldn't quite do it. Shark Bite's off the track. Triclops for the Thunderlord, sponsored by Mark the Music Lover. Triclops hits the back of that T1 and is not going anywhere. Nothing to be done right there. We got a little movement up front, and Speed Blaster is actually in a little bit of trouble here, it looks like. And over on the far right, you can see the Porsche 962 is now sideways. Copter Chase is up now for Massive Transit, sponsored by Jelle. Copter Chase forces Greased Lightning off the track and doesn't do much to help his friend Speed Blaster, but Speed Blaster still looks right side up to me. No eliminations on that hit. Here comes the new guy for Legionary, the Nissan Skyline, sponsored by Sicken. Big hit by the Nissan, and Copter Chase is nearly toppled, going sideways off the track. And meanwhile, the GMC is up on the back of Rolling Thunder in a dangerous position. Up for Turtle Power, it's Raphael, sponsored by Sicken. Raphael pushes Copter Chase completely off the track, boots him off upside down, no chance of recovery, and that was a big takedown right there. Raphael's now locked in the track. Here comes Cockney Cab 2 for Sunshade, sponsored by PriceX Private Parts. Cockney Cab cannot make much progress, bounces off the Turtle, and there goes the GMC toppling off of Rolling Thunder, and Rolling Thunder takes another victim. Next up, it's Jet Threat 3, sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Jet Threat 3 gets right under the Cockney Cab and just lightly knocks him overboard, and the cab does not get enough impetus to make a recovery, just flops over. Shadow Jet 2 for the Aces, sponsored by Bentley's Brakes and Bumpers. Shadow Jet dives under 2 cars. Jet Threat does a great job of handling that hit. Raphael not so much, gets his head stuck on the back of the Nissan. He might recover from this, we'll see. Shark Cruiser now for the Attack, sponsored by Hendricus Heavy Hauling. Shark Cruiser cruises into the cars and does some acrobatics, and actually manages to save Raphael. Raphael flips over as a result of that. Shark Cruiser not looking too good after that hit. Shadow Jet, the back of that car, can actually be dangerous. 75 GMC Service Bed, sponsored by Wolf of Fiber Art. Service bed goes off the back of Shadow Jet. What was I just saying? And the service bed that's never been eliminated has very bad luck with the back of that car, goes right upside down, and that is a tough loss for Truculent. Meanwhile, the Nissan now another victim of Shadow Jet. Wow. And here comes Solaire. Wow, the hits just keep coming. Sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Solaire slams into the back, and look at this. Can't get under Shadow Jet? Didn't know there was a car that could avoid Solaire in that low front end. Wow. Shaking things up, but nobody gets eliminated yet. Incredibile, sponsored by Carlton Hill Enterprises. Incredibile slams into the back of Solaire. Solaire still can't get under Shadow Jet, but he's getting close. Meanwhile, that blue car, Triclops, could be the next victim for Shadow Jet. Fuel and Fire will look out below, sponsored by Brendan Walsh. Fuel and Fire does the trick, slams all the cars forward, even gets Solaire underneath his own teammate, the T1. Triclops flips over and is done. Shadow Jet is definitely in danger right now. Here comes Double Vision, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Double Vision slams into the back of Fuel and Fire and cannot make a dent, flips over and goes upside down. Wow, that is not going to help Legionary out in this fight. Donatello for Turtle Power, sponsored by Chemical Knight. Donatello uses ninjutsu on Double Vision. Double Vision gets tossed upside down again. Almost had a chance to recover there and failed. Meanwhile, Donatello flips over sideways. I doubt he's going to stay like that. We're a little over halfway through round 1, and taking a look at the field, we got a lot of eliminations here. Look like Solaire starting to get under Rolling Thunder up there. T-Bird Stalker now, sponsored by Beaks Busted Barn Finds. T-Bird Stalker slams Donatello, and Donatello does not manage to make it upright. Fuel and Fire starting to come off the track now. Here goes Bon Voyage, sponsored by Liz's Wizard Arts and Witchcrafts. Bon Voyage pushes into the Stalker, and Donatello tries really hard to make that recovery, but I can't tell if that's going to count as a recovery or not. Formula Special, sponsored by Elderground. Formula Special flips over Bon Voyage and doesn't take a good tumble. Cannot make a recovery, though stays near and somewhat on the track, so there's still a chance of a recovery here. Hammer Down, sponsored by Hasty Productions. Hammer Down goes off the back of Bon Voyage and takes a bad bounce off Raphael, goes upside down. Terrible hit right there. All it did was succeed in righting Formula Special and eliminating himself. And that's a tough blow for Shark Attack. They needed that vehicle. Never eliminated the 86 Chevy M1008, sponsored by Kieran Shelton. The M1008 pops the Stalker all the way over Fuel and Fire, knocks Bon Voyage off the track, and I think actually finishes Formula Special off. Pretty amazing acrobatics from the Stalker there to flip over Fuel and Fire. Gazella GT, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. Gazella hits a solid wall and can't do anything except push Bon Voyage a little farther off the track, and Gazella is slotted in. Rare Flow for the Thunderlord, sponsored by Wolf of Fiber Art. Rare Flow gets some good undercutting action on Gazella and flips it upside down. Doesn't quite get it off the track, but that car is looking like it might be toast. Looks like Picard's gonna go down in the custom VW, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. Huge hit, and Rare Flow is tossed off the field. Actually looks like Picard got into it a little bit there, tried to help push Rare Flow off the track. I'm seeing some pieces flying around. I don't know what happened there, but that was devastating. And Rare Flow is stuck next to Service Bed, and they are both done. Dual Fueler for Legionary, sponsored by Sean and Patrick Hogan. Dual Fueler gets under the VW, but the VW is very adept at sliding and keeping upright. I think Picard got tossed out though, and he is off to the right of the track, trying to take cover. Here comes Michelangelo, sponsored by Hey Hey's Hatchback Hangar. Michelangelo tosses Dual Fueler up in the air and over. Another elimination for Legionary. Legionary definitely having some trouble right here. I don't see a single car for their team upright right now. Road Flipper for the Shade, sponsored by Chemical Knight. Road Flipper punches Michelangelo off the track, and look at this. Michelangelo slides, and guess who he slides off of? Yep, it's the Service Bed truck. Even though it's upside down, still proving deadly here for Michelangelo, who's usually got much more agility than this. He's sideways. Nitro Scorcher, sponsored by Sid from Cybertron. Nitro Scorcher gets under Road Flipper, but Road Flipper is not interested and stays on the track right side up. 17 Ford GT, sponsored by Chrome Turtles Mini Painting. The GT tries to get under Nitro Scorcher, but can't do it. Road Flipper is putting too much weight on that car, and he is forced backwards. Next up is Shark Hammer 2, sponsored by Judy Collins. Shark Hammer, pretty light hit right there, pushes the GT farther down the track, doesn't succeed in eliminating any vehicles. Getting hard to see because that VW is blocking the slow-mo cam. 99 Chevy Silverado, sponsored by Hendrika's Heavy Hauling. The Silverado gets a nice big punch and knocks Shark Hammer off the track, does not succeed in knocking it upside down. There's some more action there, but I can't really see it because the VW is still blocking the shot. From this angle you can see, yep, the GT gets pushed up a little bit, Nitro Scorcher is pushed off, and doesn't look like anybody got eliminated on that hit. Pontiac Banshee, sponsored by Beaks Busted Barn Finds. The Banshee slams into the Silverado and manages to get it sideways, but then the force of its own impact knocks it off the track upside down. Bad luck for the Banshee. Silverado could still recover. Fished and Chipped, sponsored by Bentley's Brakes and Bumpers. So many B's in these sponsor names. Fished and Chipped does the opposite of what you're supposed to do in Junkyard Joust. It actually puts the Silverado back right side up. Next up, it's Bone Blazers, sponsored by Swedenborg Smorgasbord. Bone Blazers charges into the line of cars and only succeeds in pushing them farther down the track. I don't see any eliminations there. Fuel and Fire gets a little higher up in the air. That's not a good thing. Here comes the one and only Hammered Coupe. Watch out below. Sponsored by Deluxe Flame. Hammered Coupe lives up to its reputation, knocks Bone Blazers completely up in the air to the height of 8 and then off the track. Now that's a big rig and has no trouble handling it. Bone Blazers not able to make a recovery, falls all the way over all the cars off to the right. Leonardo, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. Leonardo pushes the coupe under fished and chipped, and the coupe's starting to make its way down the track, and that could be a problem for all the cars that are still on the track. Here comes the Ford Aerostar, sponsored by Wolf of Fiber Art. The Ford slams into Leonardo and pushes underneath him somehow. Leonardo stays upright though, and the Hammered Coupe makes a little bit more progress, going under the GT now. Fusion Buster for Jet Streak, sponsored by Emo Dingo. Fusion Buster makes a nice hit and actually takes out 2 vehicles with that hit. Leonardo is knocked up against Fuel and Fire upside down, and that Aerostar van is knocked sideways, though it's still on the track. But Fusion Buster was the last car for this round, so that van's not going to be recovering. And taking a scan of the wreckage on the field, we lost 23 cars in this round. That is a very high number, almost half the cars. It was devastating, especially for Legionary, who only has Hammered Coupe remaining. Crimson Crashers didn't do much better with 3 losses. Alabaster and Massive Transit each lost 2. And Jet Streak did not lose a single car. They are looking good right now. It was a rough round for Shark Attack and Sunshades. They each lost 3. Thunderlords, Truculent, and Turtle Power each lost 2. All 10 teams are still in this. 27 cars remain. Here we go, round 2, starting off with Bon Voyage. The randomly determined running order is up. Bon Voyage takes its place down at the end of the track after removing the track buffer. Starting off second, it's going to be the 84 GMC Sierra Classic for Truculent. An explosive hit by the Sierra. It knocks Bon Voyage reeling off the side of the track and upside down, and the Classic has to grab the side of the track to stop from going back too far, but now he's curbside. And he's got to take a hit from the biggest vehicle on Massive Transit, Speed Blaster, 89 grams. Speed Blaster cannot get the Sierra off the track. A massive hit, but the truck is just grabbing the side of the track and refuses to budge. Here comes Dune Crusher. Dune Crusher makes a bouncing leap off the back of the heavy Speed Blaster, and look at this recovery. Almost flips over twice and then lands it. Wow, that was amazing agility right there, and that's what you want to see, especially if you're the Alabaster Aces. Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder plows into the back of Speed Blaster, and look at this. The GMC gets flipped over and can't quite make the recovery. That was a big hit, big elimination right there. Now Rolling Thunder is lined up with that low back. Turtle Shell. Turtle Shell flies off the back of Rolling Thunder, and what on earth just happened? He flips over twice, hits the crates, and then, lands standing upright on his tail? That's gonna count as upside down right there. That is definitely not upright. I don't even know how it's possible that he landed like that. Could be an easy recovery for Turtle Shell if anything makes it over there. Sea Rescue Boat. Sea Rescue Boat jumps off Baby Cookie and then flips over Speed Blaster, lands on top of the Sierra. I don't think most vehicles would have made it out of that alive, but Sea Rescue Boat manages it, so this perfect record's still intact, even though Turtle Shells isn't. T-Bird Stalker. T-Bird Stalker does not go off the back of Rolling Thunder, pushes Rolling Thunder underneath Speed Blaster. Good hit. The T1 Panel Bus is going to join the fray. Panel Bus locks it in nice, slow, and easy on the track, and those cars are pretty solid right now. Smart move to send down the VW because Hammered Coupe's coming down for Legionary. It's their only remaining car. It's got to stay alive. Hammered Coupe slams into the back of the VW and cannot get under it. This is one of very few vehicles that cannot be taken down, apparently, by Hammered Coupe. And now Jetstreak sending down Fusion Buster. Hammered Coupe's got to be careful here. Fusion Buster gets under Hammered Coupe, starts to move it up, then stops. Hammered Coupe's definitely in trouble, squeezed between a rock and a hard place. 86 Chevy's got a chance to do something here. And he does it! In combination with Fusion Buster, they have taken Hammered Coupe down! This is round 2. Legionary is probably out of this match unless somehow a miracle happens and that car comes back, but I'm not seeing it. Hammered Coupe is out, let down by his teammates who all got eliminated in round 1. Fuel and Fire. Fuel and Fire squeezes Fusion Buster in between the Chevy and the T1. And Fusion Buster right now is upside down alongside Hammered Coupe. The difference between those two cars, of course, is that Fusion Buster still has teammates in this match. Another big potential elimination right there. That was a car that has not been eliminated yet. And here comes Shadow Jet. Shadow Jet gets under Fuel and Fire. No surprise there, but can't get more than the back end of it off the track. Incredibile spanks Shadow Jet off the track, and that's significant because now Shadow Jet can't go under all the remaining cars on the track, and they are safe, relatively. Incredibile locks it in. Donatello slams into Incredibile, almost gets it under Fuel and Fire, but then Fuel and Fire backs it away. Shark Hammer 2.0. Shark Hammer hits Donatello, moves the line forward just a eensy-weensy bit, but nothing else happened. Road Flipper for the Sunshades. No flipping happening here. This line is pretty solid. Shark Hammer gets tossed up a little bit, but the line is going way back. Definitely an opportunity here. Oh, let's say maybe for a car like Solaire, an undercutter. Look out below. Solaire splits the line, and Road Flipper is knocked off the track upside down. Shark Hammer 2.0 makes a nice recovery and starts to continue down the track under Donatello. Fuel and Fire, it looks like, may have just gotten eliminated on that hit. Jet Threat is up. Jetstreak has 5 cars, but 2 of them right now are upside down on the track. And Jet Threat pushes into Solaire. Solaire is now completely under Incredibile, and Donatello tries to make an escape, but he's currently sideways. Here comes the Chevy Silverado. Big hit from the Silverado, and Incredibile is tossed off the track by a concerted effort from Solaire and the Silverado. Solaire is very close to getting eliminated right there, but manages to slam its rear back down. Looks like the Incredibile pushed Cookie under the back of Speed Blaster, and it looks like Fuel and Fire is definitively eliminated. Here comes Picard in the custom VW. The VW overshoots its mark big time, flies all the way down to almost the end of the track. Picard goes flying out, always bad luck for the vehicles he's riding in. The Chevy Silverado goes for a ride and manages to stay upright somehow. VW is out. Here comes the Ford GT for the Aces. And a big hit from the GT sends the Park Ranger trucks flying upside down. Another vehicle that has never been eliminated is now looking pretty much done. Good hit. Fished and chipped. Pretty good collision at the back of the GT. And Jet Threat 3 is tossed off the track, but upright and safe. Right now the Turtles are losing power. Raphael's the last one. Raphael slams into Fished and Chipped. The GT almost gets turned over, but makes a nice recovery. Raphael's locked in. And now, because Jetstreak had all 5 cars remaining, they have to send down 2 of their own back-to-back. Gotta be careful of friendly fire here. Nitro Scorcher smacks into the back of Raphael, but can't get underneath and goes curbside. Grease Lightning's gotta be careful of his teammate here. Grease Lightning knocks Nitro Scorcher off the track to safety, sends Raphael down the track, and look at what Raphael does. As he skids off the top of the T1, he plows into Fusion Buster and knocks Fusion Buster upright. Greased Lightning just saved his own teammate by sending another car down to rescue him. That was unbelievable, folks. Crazy stuff happens in the finals, and it seems like this is just the beginning. We lost 10 cars in that round. That means there's 17 cars left. There's still 9 teams left. Legionary is not one of them. They are out of this competition. And honestly, I am kind of shocked. We're going to go team by team and take a look at who's still left in this match and see what their chances are. After that amazing save, Jetstreak are solid front runners in this match right now with 4 cars remaining. Next is the Alabaster Aces. They still have 3 left, and these cars have proven themselves to be contenders. A few teams still have 2 remaining, like Crimson Crashers. They've got the Assassin Solaire and the T1 Panel Bus. Shark Attack are definitely still in this, especially with that Sea Rescue boat. All things considered, Thunderlords are doing pretty good. They've got Rolling Thunder, who's hard to eliminate. Speed Blaster is the only vehicle that remains for Massive Transit. Can they stay alive in this match? It seemed like the Sunshades were taken by surprise by the level of competition here at the finals, and all they have left is the T-Bird Stalker. Truculent lost both of their never eliminated vehicles, and they're just down to the Chevy Silverado. It does not look good for them. After that unlikely elimination of Turtle Shell, Turtle Power are suffering. They're down to just Raphael. And last year's second place team's going to have to go back to the drawing board. This team was not much of a team in this event. The next season is nearly upon us. If you want to sponsor a car, now is your chance. Head over to patreon.com/junkyardjoust, and maybe you'll see one of your sponsored cars in the finals next season. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the conclusion to the finals next week. Cheers.